everyone, today we're going to be doing a fancy French manicure. So the first thing you want to do is grab any kind of white, and you're going to just go from the edge and bring it right across to the center. This is probably one of the easiest ways to do it. If you're going to do one of those new French manicures that have, the tail ends coming from kind of the middle part of the nail and then going to the center, you'd want to use a liner brush. But if we're just doing the tip like this, it's pretty easy just to use the brush directly out of the bottle and go from the side to the center. That's probably the easiest way to do it without being too shaky. And once you have it to your liking, you're going to want to put that in the lamp for a full 60-second cure. Now that that's cured, we're going to make some flowers. All I have here is just a little petal brush. It's like a little round tip brush, nothing fancy. I've got the white on the tip of the brush, and I'm just kind of blobbing a bunch of like little spots here that kind of look like little flowers. There's really no reason to this. Like, I'm trying to make it like kind of look like a calla lily, I guess, where there's like, the center flower coming up and then a couple of the petals coming on the side. But other than that, there's really no rhyme or reason what I'm doing here. You kind of do all of that when you kind of put a little bit more detail in. I just finished putting that in for a full cure, and now I'm doing a second coat on because this white that I'm using is very translucent. So I'm just going over the exact same spot that I did before, just to make it a little bit more opaque. Oh, so I guess it's kind of like little 4 petal leaves that I'm doing. Okay, so I went ahead and obviously didn't have it on record, so I'm just following along the lines here, showing you what I did do with the liner brush to make those stems. You can use like any green. I used a darker green. I also used the dotting tool to put those little dots there. So sorry about not having it on record. Sometimes you think you have it on record and it's not, and sometimes you do. Yeah. Anyways, now I'm just making a couple of leaves. So I'm holding the nail stick with my fingers, and if you can see, I'm balancing the hand that I'm painting with on the fingers that I'm holding the stick with it. And right here, I use my ring finger all the time for a fulcrum. You'll see that a lot of people use their pinkies for the fulcrum point, but I have a super short pinky, as I'm told, so I'm always using my ring finger as the fulcrum. Either way, if you have a nice long pinky that you can use, or use your ring finger if you can't use your pinky, but it gives you a lot of stability. So with the liner brush, I've got a mixture here of a green and black paint, just because I don't really have a nice green for this particular nail art, so I just kind of mixed some green and some black. And after you have the green down, kind of just in the area that you want the leaf shape to be, then you can use rather straight black, or you can use a darker green with more black mixture and put a couple of stem leaves and a little bit of shadowing into the leaves. So here I'm grabbing the dotting tool and I'm just using some yellow to make the center of the flower, and then I'm grabbing a very small a very small detailed brush to put in. Now I mixed the yellow with a touch of the green and a touch of the black to give it a little bit of shading. And that's all I'm doing here. It's really hard to see. I don't have it on the right focus. It's pretty far away, so I apologize for that. This is one of the earlier videos that I did, and yeah, well, this is the outcome of an earlier video. Anyways, so yeah, so you're just basically doing a little bit of shadowing. You know what? It doesn't really matter where you put it. You just envision a flower in your head, or you know, a couple of different petals, and you know, you're just kind of basically drawing out those petals. Okay, and here I am just grabbing the dotting tool, extending those leaves a little bit to give it a little bit more pizzazz. If you liked the video, please hit that subscribe button. See you again.